Yeah, well, Stephanie, I owe you guys a video, an update video. I've been so lazy this week. I'm in a mall, I'm near like some food stuff, and this is really fun. I don't know what the heck this is. I'm assuming this is a vending machine. Those of you that can read can probably see that. Where you can buy plants. I don't know. It's the first time I've seen that. There's a lot of vending machines there? No. It's not like Japan, like the Japanese restaurant. It's not like Japan where you can buy literally everything in a vending machine, but there's a fair amount, and I've never seen plants. That's a new one. You know it's a holiday when Family Mart is closed. Are they, can you guys read that? Are they closed because of the holiday? Or are they closed, they're closed the 4th to the 10th? That seems like the holiday. It's Lunar New Year, 新年快乐, which is happy, oh, that's really pretty. I don't think I've ever filmed in this mall. Can you see that? That's really pretty script. Anyway, what am I saying? It's New Year's, Lunar New Year's, which is not just a Chinese thing, but I am in China, so I'm telling you the Mandarin Chinese way to say it, 新年快乐, which I'm saying, I'm sure, with very, very bad tones, because that's my signature sound. It's freezing in this hallway. I just wanted to leave the coffee shop for a few minutes and have a little chat about what I've been doing, and oh, there's more script behind me here. That's the mall that I'm in, and here's some of the script here that you can see. I'm not going to pretend to read a lot of that, because I can't. Can I? No, I really can't. That's very specific stuff that I don't know. And this isn't a walkabout video. This is an update video. So what have I been doing? I'm still in review mode. I haven't gotten into the HSK 4 stuff. So quick idea of what I'm going to do with this video. I'll tell you what I'm doing. That's one. And then I'm going to make 3 goals for my next fortnight video in 2 weeks. That's 2. That's all I'm doing. Other than the mini tour of the mall that you're going to get as I wander around and try to stretch from just sitting way too friggin' long today. Brr! Oh, I love these lights in this store. Can you see these lights here? Love that. Okay, I'm gonna pause for a second while I get on the escalator, but those are the 2 things I'm gonna do in this video, I promise you. Okay, so I think from the last video I still had the end of the cold from hell. Went through some medications and stuff, and it's 99% gone. I apparently cough a ton when I have coffee with milk, but I refuse to, so far, give that up, so that's going to continue to exist in the videos and in general, but that is not the cold anymore. That is pretty much gone. We have antibiotic that thing out of me, which I normally don't like doing, but sometimes you have to get stuff out. So that took up, that's important because that took up a huge chunk of my review session in January, which is why I haven't gotten around to the HSK stuff, 4 stuff yet. Oh no! One of my favorite Indian restaurants and potentially dinner tonight also closed for the holiday. We have emergency food at home. When did they reopen? Look at this, everybody's closed. As they should be. People deserve time off. I'm surprised the places that we've gone to this week were open. Back to the review, right? Okay, so, whoa! I'm so sorry, but seeing KFC closed ever is the shock of the century. Oh, they're not closed. There's heaps of people in there. Well, for this time of year there are. Sorry, let's see. What are we doing? It's so cold in that hallway. Okay, so there was a week there where I completely lost everything in January, and then beyond that, and I think that's where I left off in the last video. So in chapter 3, I was doing all 4 of the listenings in the course book for HSK 3, the standard course book. I was doing all 3 of them, all 4 of them, and I did them for every chapter, 20 chapters HSK 3. Honestly, when I got to chapters 15 to 20, which I just did over this past week, when I was reviewing chapters 15 through 20, I felt like I was seeing them for the first time. That's how fast and how overloaded I was at the end of HSK 3. I remembered the vocabulary much more than I remembered the grammar, and I really, really, really didn't remember the grammar. So it was really challenging to just remind myself to just keep reviewing, keep reviewing, keep reviewing. My new goal this year for reviewing is to do every, and I think I mentioned this before, but it's really solidified in my head now, considering how hard those last few chapters of HSK 3 were. I'm going to review every level, HSK 1, 2, and 3, every month, all chapters. So I'm not going to dive into every part of the course book or workbook, not every part, but I'm going to touch some part of HSK 1, 2, and 3, every chapter, once a month. That's it. That's the year as far as review goes. I have to keep reviewing because when I don't review this stuff, I forget it, I forget it, I forget it, I forget it, I forget it. And forgetting it's really, really bad. I love food places that have pictures. There's another Japanese place in this mall. I love places with pictures. I know, where's the Chinese food? Not in this mall. That's a different mall. Oh, I should take you on a walkabout there too. I have a favorite mall with like food courts, a food court that has regional cuisines of China. Anyway, I'm easily diverted. That's what I've been doing. I haven't really been doing anything else. So that leads me to the goals. I'm going to make 3 concrete goals for the next 2 weeks. 1 is the flashcards. I miss my Lightner box. I know I said I wanted to just do things in context, but what's happening is when I'm working on one context and not another, and one chapter not another, I'm losing the words that weren't as cemented in my head too quickly, way too quickly. And so I have this gigantic, as you can imagine, pile from HSK 1, 2, and 3 of words, flashcard words, from Hansa to English/Pinyin. Hansa on the front, English and Pinyin on the back. If you followed me at all, you've seen a million of these. I have these flashcards. I need to figure out what to do with them. I got rid of my Lightner box, and I got rid of the Lightner hanging thingy, and I don't really want the hanging thingy again. I like the box. I feel like it's very satisfying when I put cards in a box, and a box with very set sections that I can take cards out of and put cards in, and it has a set amount that I can put in each section. That speaks to my stationery side. So I've been all week hunting for a box in stores that are in malls that have stores that are closed. So that seemed kind of useless. So I need to get myself to the same place where I bought the first box and buy it again and realize I accidentally got rid of it prematurely. Fair enough, we all make mistakes. So goal number 1 is to sort out the flashcards. Now, I also, in addition to reviewing the old flashcards, I want to be less passive, meaning reading is still always going to be my number 1 goal, but I want to be able to produce language a little bit quicker, whether it be in writing or in spoken form. So I also, for all the review flashcards from HSK 1, 2, and 3, want to make a reverse card. Right now it's Hansa to English or Pinyin, whatever. So it means I can read it and understand what it means. I also want to be able to think of something in English and say it or type it on my phone in Chinese. So I need a card that's the reverse of that. It's not just as simple as turning it around because they're different sizes on different sides of the flashcard. So I have to make new flashcards. Totally fine. I miss making them at this point because it's been so stinking long since I made any. So goal number 1 is the flashcards. I need to start chipping away at it. It's going to take me a long time to do all of them, but that's okay. I need to start. I need to get the pile of flashcards that's sitting on a bookshelf, and I need to start dealing with them and start reviewing them outside of the context. I didn't think this would happen. I thought context would take over and I could let go of individual cards, and I don't think that's going to happen. Goal number 2 is what I mentioned before, to go through the review of the course book and workbook every month, each chapter of each of the 3 levels I've done already. That's goal number 2. Goal number 3. I hadn't completely thought this through. I didn't think I'd get this far in the video. This mall is really tiny. Goal number 3. Oh, what do I want? I'm actually, again, pondering going to a polyglot conference. This one's in October. It's in Japan, which is really close by, so physically I can handle traveling that distance. It's in a place in Japan I've never been to before. And look at the smile on my face just thinking about going to Japan. So I mean, and meeting some people that I've been watching on YouTube and listening to in podcasts would be so much fun. I'm insanely intimidated by going to a polyglot conference because I can't do anything. with language. I can read a little bit, but again, that's a very passive skill. It is the one I'm going for, but it doesn't really go very well with a conference where you're talking to people. So goal number 3 then is figuring out, do I want to go? Can I financially go? Can I physically go? Which I think is yes. I have time, I have vacation time, and all that kind of good stuff. So that part's easy. So how am I going to deal with my insecurities about being the world's slowest language learner when I go to a polyglot conference where I am surrounded by people, the majority of which, who are pretty damn good at learning languages? So I'm actually going to make it a goal for these next 2 weeks to figure out how to mentally prepare myself to not beat myself up, because I want to have some fun. I want to geek out. I want to talk to people. I want to get some folks who know Mandarin Chinese on the podcast. Blah, 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 blah. I want to make connections. I want to meet people. I want to geek out. I want to forget what I can't do, and I want to think of what I can do and what I like to do. And so I would literally want to take the next 2 weeks and figure out how to position myself. If I decide to go, I'm going to go with a vengeance. And I'm going to go and I'm going to be really outgoing and really like what I'm doing when I go to this conference. I'm not going to go and sit in a corner and be terrified to tell people that I'm still pretty much monolingual. Nah, screw it. I don't want to do that. So that's my 3rd goal. That's a lot to do in the next few weeks. After these 2 weeks are over, and I get more in the hang of doing the review stuff on a regular basis, which is getting easier every day. I'm craving studying again, which is nice. It took a few weeks to get back into that. Then I'll approach reintroducing HSK 4. Especially since I have to do flashcards for HSK 4 anyway, then that makes more sense. That once I have the flashcards in mass, like figured out I have a new system again, then I can start doing new flashcards for HSK 4, and once I start doing those cards, then I can start doing the content in the course book and workbook. So I'm not going as fast as my slow schedule was for this year. I'm going slower than my slow schedule, but I would not be a poster child for slow language learning if I went fast, would I? No, I was a bad representative last year of slow language learning. Again, I'm going to position myself as a slow language learner. Why? Because why do you have to learn it fast? If you suck at something, isn't it less painful if you do it slowly and repetitively so that you get comfortable in what you can do? Why do we have to go so fast? I have nothing against fast. My brain goes fast. My talking sometimes, as you may have noticed, goes fast. But when it comes to language learning, I'm not fast at all. Oh my god, look at these Taiwanese noodles. Yum. I have yet to go to this restaurant, and apparently I'm not going until after the 10th, because they're closed too. I'm gonna get back downstairs to a coffee shop that is open today. Thank you so much. Next 2 weeks from now, I will review those 3 goals that I have and tell you some other stuff that has come up over the past couple of weeks. Thank you so much. Sachin!